Hello to my dear friends, how are you? This is Tamera Weeks on Tam's Daily Vlog. I have a Q&A today. Lisbeth Zuloaga has asked me, "Hi there, I found this channel and it's extremely helpful. My son also has CP, Cerebral Palsy, and he's 12 years old. Do you have any tips on how you potty train Micah? We've been having a hard time getting Anthony to ask for the bathroom and also to ask for a diaper change. Any tips would be greatly appreciated." Well, Micah is 28 years old as of January 2017. We started this process back when she was in elementary school. She had a brand new teacher, fresh out of college. She was Miss Lawless. She got married, became Mrs. Roth. She was just fabulous. Had beautiful red hair. And she thought that it would be a good idea to help Micah with potty training if we put Micah in a pair of panties. And that way she could feel really when she needed to go. She wouldn't have the security of the diaper. So we tried that for a little bit. It was incredibly unsuccessful. So we kept her in diapers. And this is the sign for toilet. It's a T sign, and you just shake the T sign, and that means toilet. So we tried to teach Micah to tell us when she needed to go to the bathroom, and Micah would not tell us when she needed to go to the bathroom. We could ask Micah if she needed to go to the bathroom, and she'd always say, "No," shake her head, "No, I don't need to go to the bathroom." We spent years trying to do this, and I wish that I could remember exactly when we started doing the current schedule and it actually working. At school, they had a schedule going. I remember in high school they had a schedule where they would take her at different times. She always wore the briefs in addition to going to the bathroom, but the idea was that we would try to keep her dry. It worked well at school. It didn't work so well at home. And at some point in here, she graduated from high school in 2010. It's now 2017. So somewhere in the last 6-7 years, we have developed this routine of going to the bathroom. Now you have to remember that I haven't always had CNAs like we do right now. In case you're new to my channel and don't know what we do, we have CNAs that come in 3 times a day. It's 21 visits a week, and they help take care of Micah. They get her up in the morning, send her out on the van to her day program now that she's out of high school. They come back in the afternoon, get her off the van, and do different things with her. Then they come back at 8 o'clock at night, and they give her a shower, and they put her to bed. So somewhere in this, as we started out with, for many years I didn't have any CNA help, and we gradually added a little bit here and there until finally we went to every day, and then we went to every day 3 times a day. So now we're just, bombarded with CNAs in the house all the time. But they help with this routine because now every shift knows exactly when they're supposed to take Micah to the bathroom. So it's been a really slow, long process. We have a lot of things in place when CNAs come, but this entire thing that we have going on it's an ongoing thing, but it's taken a long time just to get it to where it is right now. Micah rarely, even now, says, "I need to go to the bathroom," but on occasion, such as last night when the CNA came at 8 o'clock. Now, Micah doesn't put her thumb in between her finger and go like this. Micah goes like this. So so you have to know what it is she's saying, but when she goes like this, she's saying, "I need to go to the bathroom." Last night when the CNA came, she did the sign for bathroom, and I said, "You need to go to the bathroom?" And she said, "Yeah." So I don't know if she was saying at that time, literally, "I need to go to the bathroom," or was she talking about, "It's time to go take my bath." I don't know, but she doesn't usually do that sign when the CNAs come at nighttime. So on occasion, she will say, do this sign right here indicating that she needs to go to the bathroom. So what has helped the most is just taking her to the bathroom at certain times, every 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, somewhere right in there, depending. It's generally between 2 and 3 hours, unless she's at home on the weekend and we've gone to church or it's in between visits or something like that. Then it'll go maybe 4, sometimes even 5 hours in between going to the bathroom. But there have been 2 times that I remember specifically in the last couple of weeks. Many of you have asked me over time, why is it that Micah wears a liner, she wears a tab brief, and she wears pull-ups? Why does she wear so much product? Isn't one good enough? Or isn't, just a tab brief with a liner? The pull-up for one thing, kind of helps keep everything up and in its place. That helps a little bit. But it also helps with just any little bit of leakage. It was last Saturday. I don't know. It was sometime in the last week when I was changing her. So if I'm changing her, it's usually on the weekend or we have an open shift and we don't have a CNA coming. But she had wet the liner, she wet the brief, and she wet just a little bit on the right side of the pull-up itself. So since they tear down the side, I could just tear that off, and then I just put another tab brief and a liner on her. So every once in a while that happens, and every once in a while, and I don't know what causes this, unless she's really drank an awful lot of stuff, she will literally just wet through everything that we put on her and wet all the way through her clothes and get it on her wheelchair. That is super annoying when that happens, because I always think that it's somebody hasn't taken her to the bathroom when they said they have. But anyway, that's another whole story. But having her on the schedule does eliminate those the overflows, but we still have them, and it's happened twice in the last 2 weeks when I have personally changed her. It didn't get on the one time it didn't get onto her clothes, and the one time it got a little bit onto her clothes. And I don't know. I don't know. We can talk about that for a really long time, about the liner and how it fits into the brief. And we've tried we use the wide ones. We've tried the more narrow ones. I don't know. I think that conversation is still, I don't know. Just what we use seems to work the best in all these years. But taking her to the bathroom and just putting her on a schedule, she knows that she needs to go. So now I can ask her, Micah, do you need to go to the bathroom? Even if I'm already going to take her. I can say, do you need to go to the bathroom? She'll say, yeah. Almost, I'd say 99.9% of the time when we take Micah and sit her on the toilet, she actually urinates in the toilet. Micah rarely has bowel movements in the toilet. She saves those. She usually goes in the morning when she wakes up, but not always. But I'm thankful for that, because when she's at her day program, you know, they don't have to worry about trying to clean her up. They don't even have a place they could clean her up there. So that's good that she doesn't do that. You know, I don't have to worry about taking her to church for the most part. But this has also been a graduated thing. This hasn't always been this way. She wasn't like this when she was 12 years old. She's now 28. It's just been a progressive thing, so that somehow she's settled in on early in the morning. But I've noticed the last several Saturdays, she is having a bowel movement around lunchtime. So I told her this last Saturday, I said, I'm noticing that you're saving your bowel movements for me on Saturday, and we just kind of laughed about it. But I'm just thankful that she's doing that at home and not doing it out, because it is difficult to change her when she's out somewhere. But that just means that she's comfortable and she's relaxed at home, and that's the way we want our children to be, so that is good. I am hoping that this has helped you, Elizabeth. Just don't give up and just keep trying. Just keep trying and just keep trying and just keep trying. It has literally taken years for us to get where we are right now. I mean, just years of practice and years of trying different things. And you just have to keep trying and keep working on it. And it now works pretty good. Micah is wet a lot, but she will still urinate when we sit her on the toilet. A lot of times she's dry and she urinates in the toilet. So she always has to have that brief on, because she still gets wet. So that is the answer for today. Let me know if you have any more questions, or if I'm not clear on something that I said. Thank you so much for being here. And Elizabeth, thank you so much for your question. I look forward to having more questions from you. And everyone, you have yourself a wonderful, beautiful day. Talk to me in the comments. I will look to the hills from whence cometh my help, for my help cometh from the Lord, who made the heaven and the earth. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.